Up ahead, up ahead, yeah. I believe you. Have you listened to the new album?
No.
I think you'd quite like it. I do.
I need to, yeah, I need to. I was actually listening. By the way, welcome to an In Conversation, and it's a special In Conversation. It's
a very special day today.
It's the 1 year anniversary of our launch.
1 year. You look outside, it's Monday. You think, what? Monday? In Conversation on a Monday? And it's also my son's birthday today. He's 3 years old.
Happy birthday to him.
Yes, and I'm sat recording with you.
I know. I think we're both duly excited by that.
What a thing. So we didn't record the first episodes a year ago, but they went out a year ago, the first one with Alex Mays.
No, it was Alex Williams, wasn't it?
No, we recorded Alex Williams first, but Alex Mays went out on YouTube first.
Okay.
He was episode 1, but Alex Williams was first, and I was sat there and I was really nervous. And we did 2 minutes, and it was something that I wasn't particularly proud of on reflection. And now 1 year to the day, and it feels like a long time ago, man.
It's flown by.
So much has changed in that time.
It's flown by. But it's finally about to happen. It's about to happen. And I'm joined for this special occasional In Conversation by none other than the guy that can't win an award without me, Mr. Billy Jackson.
I know you've been cooking that one.
This is why I don't like pre-scripting, because you can roll it off as it is.
You just come up with that on the spot, did you?
It literally just come to my head because Andrew Ray mentioned it in his conversation.
I wonder if we could get the footage of that.
So Billy, thank you for joining me after we've just been battling on the pitch, which was a very, very enjoyable game.
We didn't get near each other, did we? That was a shame.
No, we both. I felt you were there on the pitch in spirit. You know.
I definitely would have given you one if I'd have got close to you.
I've always wanted you to give me one, mate. Even when we were on the greens last couple of seasons.
That never happened either.
Phil's still waiting for me to put him off.
Yeah, well, he's on the side. He's still on the pitch waiting for you to put him off.
I just brushed it off. So we're here now after a year, and we've already been babbling for around about 5 minutes recording. And we're now going to kickstart an In Conversation with Billy Jackson.
I bought a drink because it's a year special.
Yes, I'm not allowed one because last time we recorded when I had a drink it was Catastrophus. That's not even a fucking
Catastrophus. It was the Catastrophus catastrophe.
It was a catastrophic. Yeah, who cares? Billy, thank you for joining me.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm
glad you're the one that's fucking drinking at the moment.
Thank you for having me. A year,
yes. A year.
Well done. Really well done, because this was your idea, right? This was your baby. And now we're a year in.
So every time somebody turns around and asks me how many, have you got kids, have you got babies, like I always say one that I know of, and I always knew that there was something else that was going to come along, and this was my second baby.
Wow, the In Conversation is Archie's brother.
Alfie.
Shit. Can we edit that out?
It's okay, because I'll say it now, because I can guarantee that somebody will say it. Our new FC Reserve tops that we bought. My Monday and Thursday 5-a-side football team in our leagues.
Okay, yeah.
So we bought them and we had our shirt numbers, and I ordered shirt number 27.
Okay.
For the day of my son's birthday.
Yeah.
Which is actually the 29th.
No! This poor boy! I don't know his name. His brother is a YouTube video series, and his dad doesn't know his birthday. Shocking.
And he's ginger.
Oh, this poor lad. Do you know my son's name?
I'm going to make sure this drags out longer than Andrew Rayleigh's In Conversation. You said it many a times.
I do. I always wonder his name. I don't feel so bad.
I don't know why. I've got Toby in my head, but I don't think it is.
No, that's fine. Good. I don't feel bad now for getting Archie's name wrong.
Alfie's name wrong.
Okay.
What's his name?
Joseph.
Joseph. That was it. I knew that. Just making sure you knew.
on the 23rd of May. Just like In Conversation was 1 year. Yes.
So we've got Archie and Toby.
Archie and Toby.
Yes, yes.
Sons.
So we will start the In Conversation now.
How long was that intro? 8 minutes?
Because I can imagine that Stan's listening to this and he's going to be like, for fuck's sake.
No, we're gold. We're gold.
Not another one.
Oh, that is.
So, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I normally like to pre-talk to people before the camera goes on to ask them what I can and can't talk about. I'm going to edge towards, I'm going to ask you some questions edging towards things on whether you choose to discuss them is entirely up to you. I know we had a brief conversation before and you wasn't sure when the right time for you to sit on the cage was. This seems to be the right time, so we're going to go for it. And I only answer what you want, okay?
Okay. Feels like this was like a gloves off interview.
Okay.
One of those Jeremy Vine jobs.
Yeah. First of all, we're going to start with, you didn't start here. You was on MANvFAT before you come to Newport, is that correct?
That is correct.
Where was that?
Well, I'm really a member of MANvFAT because I came to Newport, right? So I met someone and I moved over to Newport to be with that person, and I find it very, very difficult. It was really the start of my struggles with mental health. I just felt so sad all the time. I'd left a life in Bristol, the best city in the world, behind, where I had lots of things going on, a very busy social calendar and lots of friends, to come to Newport where that just wasn't the case. I left all my family and all my friends in Bristol. That was very, very hard, and MANvFAT Cardiff was the first thing really that I did since leaving Bristol, and I was here for about a year before I signed up to a club and tried to make some friends over here, because making friends as an adult is like impossible. It's so difficult.
I never want to be a friend anyway, don't we?
I
know what you mean.
Gone are the days when you were a kid and the only thing that you needed to have in common with someone was that you liked Frozen, and then you were best friends. And now it's not.
If not, then you have to let it go.
Yeah. So yeah, and MANvFAT Cardiff was really my first introduction to friends and possibly even a life in South Wales.
So that's when you first learned about Frozen.
Mm-hmm.
The adult version.
I met a friend in Cardiff, and he liked. Well, actually, one of my really good friends still remains my good friend to this day. He found when it was in MANvFAT Cardiff, and we started really talking when he discovered that I love Doctor Who as much as he does, and we're still really good friends to this day. It's because we both like Doctor Who.
And who was the Doctor?
The Doctor at the time, or the friend I'm talking about?
You said Doctor Who. I don't know who Doctor Who is.
Don't play with my favourite show, Chad.
Sorry.
Next question!
I only know one, and that was David Tennant.
Mm.
I don't really know any of the others. I remember Billie Piper was in her, I think.
Yeah, she was in it. She was with 2 different doctors.
I've heard she gets around.
She was also a prostitute in another series that she did.
No, that wasn't a series, that was just real life.
Sorry, Billy, if you're watching.
Yes, if you ever want to come and sit on the cage, we can.
Champo. She's not going to come and sit with you now, is she?
No. Don't care. Don't care. So you started off at Cardiff MANvFAT, and I was a player?
I was a player. I was on the orange team.
I love the oranges. When did you become a player facilitator then? Just when you come here?
My player facilitator stays began in Newport. So I rose to captain in the Oranges in Cardiff, and then we got pandemicked. And then when Newport kicked off, it was always my intention to come to Newport and be there from the off. That was always the intention for me, to be here from the beginning. And then the opportunity to be a player facilitator arose, and I thought, well, it seems logical. I'm going to be there all the time. And yeah, that was that.
Okay, so what was your weight loss journey like then in the transition? So you were at Cardiff as a player, come to Newport. difficult settling? Did you find it difficult to settle in here when you started here?
Well, settling in terms of like the social aspect and the people and all that was everything I wanted it to be and more. We had a really tight knit group from a really early stage.
Early stage.
And that was exactly what I wanted it to be. And I had friends in the city that I lived in now, and that was perfect for me. I started my journey at Cardiff at 154.4 kilograms.
Wow.
Which was absolutely astronomical. And I came here probably at around 120. And my trough at Newport was 107. I was down at 107 kilos. But that's been very up and down for me. And I've gone through my 5 and 10% milestones and then back up. And it took me quite a while to hit my 5, and then sort of trugged along to my 10 quite nicely. And then I've had some difficulties that have put me back, but I feel like I've never felt more in the best place than when I'm in Newport.
Quality. The first, right, I don't even know how to word this, so I'm just going to come out and I'm going to ask you. So you hit some troubles, which I know some people know. That obviously has a massive impact on you here with your weight loss. How did you find, or what helped you overcome? Because I'm not going to say I don't know if you fully overcome the difficulties. Only you know that. Are you past them stages? If not, what's helping you get there?
So you're talking about my breakup?
I am, yes.
So it was a difficult time, and I don't want to give it too much airtime anymore. But what I will say is it happened a long time ago now, about 6 months from the day, and I look back on the early time, the immediate aftermath of that. And it was a very, very difficult place. Like, I'm not really sure what version of me that was. It's a version of me that I don't recognise when I look back at that time. But what I remember and I stand by now is I would put so much stock in coming here on a Friday and, you know, fulfilling the role that I have to fulfill here, but also just being here and getting here really early and staying here really late, and I would just be so immersed in it and I would love it so much. And there's not a single guy that's a member of this club that I don't owe a great deal of gratitude to, because there was a real dark moment there where, honestly, if I didn't have this, I don't really know where I would be or which tunnel I would have come out of during that time. This, God knows what would have been like if it was ever a bad one, but it's never a bad one. I always look forward to Friday, and it always does what it needs to do for me to get me to the next Friday. And I love it. I love coming here.
We love having you here, mate. We love having you here. Right. Let's move on from that. You're part of the white team this season.
Tandoori Nights.
Not
I came up with that name.
Not as good as Fatburn Rovers, but how's it going this season for you? How's it going from sort of this season, last season? Because we new teams, new seasons. So this is the second season with Tandoori Nights now, yeah?
We're certainly having a better season 4 than season 3. We definitely know each other a lot more now, and there's much more of a unity in our team. It was a difficult season 3. I think we're still yet to pick up points in season 4, but the performances are much better, and guys are really finding their feet with their own personal journeys. We got back up to capacity this week. Had a full team tonight, which was wonderful, and it's really going in the right direction. I don't think we're going to be winning any leagues, but we are going to be winning some personal battles. We've got a good knit group there.
Quality, happy days. So what's your goal for this season?
I put a goal down at the start of the season, and it was to get the back down to 15%, get my 15% goal. But that's quite a stretch in the time that I have. I probably won't get it. But I think it's reasonable for me to shoot for my 5 and 10 again. I obviously wouldn't be awarded goals for them this time around, but I think if I can sort of get back down through 5 and 10, I'm on my way then to hitting my 15 where I want to be. So 15 is definitely my sort of mid-term goal. By the end of the season, if I'm through my 10, I'll be happy.
What's your long-term goal?
Well,
you said mid-term, so now you forced me to ask what's your long-term goal.
I think I'll probably want to own MANvFAT. I think I probably want to be the head of MANvFAT. That's my goal. I think, and I know you're talking about weight loss goals, but honestly, I've fallen in love so much with everything, and we've been very lucky to go out and explore other leagues and speak to lots of other guys about their stories, and I just love it. I love every inch of it, and I just want it to be the best it possibly can be. I don't think I'll ever leave. I just think I'll be here forever. But I want to be a healthy weight.
So you want to become a future coach here?
I would love that. I would love to be a coach anywhere. I I think I love being able to help people improve themselves. Did that professionally for a little bit, and helping people with the work we were doing. It was very mundane. But I love the idea of now being able to help people better themselves. That's really what gets me going. That's what makes me tick. So there's definitely something for me here that is my passion. I just really need to nail that down. But I think I recognise the internal work I need to do before I can really look at those goals.
I definitely think you've got the right mentality and attitude to do it, because from the moment you walk through the doors, any sort of doors into any rooms, you're doing funny actions and stances. You're such a bubbly character, and it poses a good reaction to people.
I listen a lot now to a podcast called the High Performance Podcast with Jake Humphrey, who presents on BT Sport, and Professor Damien Hughes, who's the co-host. And they had Steve Borthwick on a podcast I was listening to today, and he is a rugby league coach at Leicester Tigers, rugby union, a rugby coach. And one of the things he says is, when you walk into a room, you're either going to take the energy from it or you're going to bring the energy to it. It's never in the middle. People that walk into rooms, they're either bringing energy or they're taking it. Which one are you going to be? And I think I bring the energy. I really like. That's one of the few things on these sort of motivational podcasts that I listen to that I can say, no, that's me. That I never go into a room and take the energy from it. I'm always bringing to it, and it only really happens here for me. Like, I'm quite an introverted person. When I come here, that fuels me. I'm an extrovert at MANvFAT because I just love seeing that everyone. I love seeing everyone enjoying themselves, and I love everything about it. I'm gonna cry. I think I might cry.
Such a great guy. Such a great guy to have around in MANvFAT. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
I tell you what, I won't finish there. I know you like quickfire questions.
Oh, we can do some quickfire questions.
I've got absolutely nothing in mind, so I'm going to keep talking for a second whilst I think of a couple.
Yeah, we can chop this up, put it at the beginning if it works.
And then we're just going to go bang, we'll just go straight into it.
Yeah, do.
So we'll go...
In your best Texas accent.
What's that?
Texas.
Are you talking Texas?
Like Stone Cold. What?
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 What? Give me a beer.
What?
Give me a hell yeah.
What?
Oh, don't worry, chap. Just do it in your Bristol accent.
What?
Shark.
What? What? Sounds like that guy on Hot Fuzz. Yarp.
Yarp.
Yarp. Yeah, so some quick fire questions then. Best team you've played on?
Fatburn Rovers.
Oh my god.
Don't even need to think about that. Don't even think about that. I love all the teams I've played on. But we did the fucking thing. Like, I've never been on a winning team like that. It was just so special, and we made that rivalry. We made that storied rivalry. You don't see things like that in MANvFAT leagues.
I don't think there's a rivalry between any teams here, eh?
It doesn't. No, not really. Not really. No, which is no bad thing.
No.
But we were a spectator sport when Origins played Greens, particularly in that season 2.
It was the one fixture that a couple of people would look out for.
That was match of the day stuff.
That would be premium play only, like pay to watch.
Yeah, that on the iPlayer.
Pay to watch. What's your best team is Green. Best motivational thought.
Well, I mean, Steve Borthwick's is quite fresh in my head, but I've got one from a science teacher who first lesson we ever met. He was like known as the strict guy, the strict teacher in the school, and he was going through his house rules at the start of the year. But he'd always say at the beginning of the year, "Winners make it happen, losers let it happen."
This quickfire stuff just hasn't worked.
You haven't gone very quick, to be fair.
You've elaborated.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
You've elaborated.
Winners make it happen, losers let it happen.
Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
I would take pineapple on a pizza, yes.
Spaghetti bolognese in your top 5 meals.
But that would involve picking the other 4. But I do enjoy spaghetti bolognese.
Is it in your top 5?
Quite possibly, yes.
This is an award-winning podcast already. It's not even a podcast. It might as well be a podcast. Might as well. I'm surprised Stan haven't started banging on the door. You're going on too long.
Yeah, well, I think you could be there actually.
Okay, last one then. Would you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Here, certainly at MANvFAT in some capacity. In the past few weeks, I've definitely become a lot clearer on myself, and I'm beginning to really craft a plan for myself. And there's lots of work that's going to go into that. But I think if I'm Joseph's going to be 8, then so I think above everything I do feeds into just wanting to be the best man I can for my son. So if he's kicking about and he's healthy and he's happy, then I'll be happy. So I think where do I see myself in 5 years' time? Just doing something with him, hopefully watching him play football.
Amazing stuff. Oh, I want us to make history here. And nobody's ever hugged on the sofa.
Ha!
And I want to give you a hug, Bill.
No one's ever hugged on this sofa.
No one has. No.
You had this sofa before it came here, didn't you?
Only for like a week.
Ian Holloway's lucky I didn't hug him when he was on this sofa. Good God. Good Lord.
He might dance on you.
Oh. Ian Holloway.
Are we going to see the first ever hug?
Thank you so much.
No problem at all, mate.
Ready?
Thank you for your time.
Up ahead!
Yes,
Up ahead!
Here's to the next year of the In Conversations.
Yes, it's the year! Ha!